Episode 12. Welcome back to another episode at Consciously Evolving Enterprises. As always, I am your host, Mr. Ryan Dillon Brassington. Shane Millennium 1999. A Country Cafe. This story is one that you would find on Reddit, one of those dismissible as fiction tales, but yet it is made up of entire fact, unbelievable words strung together in a tale of stepping through mirrors, walking into other realms on a usual route, worlds in another time, places of alternate dimension, woven together, living next to each other and sometimes crossing over, making memories of impossibilities actually real. As a young teenage man, I still now, way back then, and always enjoy a good sausage roll. As a hungry teen, I always on the hunt for the cheap Bolden-backed good. A snack for me it was the closest to a hot meal. Wyong is a small town, spread out with farm acreage, swamp lands, a village center where all the local businesses cluster together in a row on vintage buildings, and a mall where you could smoke cigarettes inside. Down the bottom end of the town, next to the pub on the corner before the pub wall, I see newly opened takeaway shop that wasn't there before. Curiosity bestows upon me, pulled to the front door by the power of hunger and fate. I hoped I wasn't too late to score a hot sausage roll and maybe a popper box juice to drink, if I can manage to get some change. I remember the front walls painted yellow, the window frame painted red, inside the window hanging checker napkin flags colored red and white arching from one side to the other. Stepping up closer, I reach for the red painted door that was covered in window cubes top to bottom, a little on the heavy side for a skinny teenager like me, pushing the door forward, the door with a bell chiming above my head as I step in. With my eyes wide with hunger, I scan the countertop looking for the silver mini oven, searching for a delicious fat sausage roll. Sweet! I yelp, seeing one last one left just for me in the baker. I didn't think too much about anything else other than price at that point. I look up to see Big Mama, smacking her lips with a wiggle of the multi-chin layer and staring through frail eyes. She leans forward, leaning onto the bench opposite me, with the sweetest voice of a caring grandmother to 100 kids. She said with question, "Hello there, dearie. Are you doing okay? How can I help you, honey?" I reply and say, "Hi there, what's the cost of that sausage roll?" I was stunned with glee when she replied with, "For you, dear, that sausage roll is free." I cheered out loud with a sweet "how's that?" cheering for the freebie and knowing I have enough now to also get a drink. Newly opened takeaway shop. Big Mama Grandma resting by the cash registration on the lime green bench. Big Mama Grandma is a larger-than-life, Volkswagen big, larger, older, slow-moving fatter lady, you know the kind of mama that wears a car cover-sized moo-moo. "Hey," I said sheepishly. Then pausing to go on to say, "Yeah, good, thanks." I noticed the younger girl working there grate me with, "I hear, hey you, how are you doing, mister?" Her country vibe caught my eye, pretty, and spoke with a cute lisp that hit her front teeth when she spoke. With a quick scan I look her up and own, as boys do checking her out. She's wearing an old-fashioned tartan print apron, you know the type, white striped, red crosses. I'm thinking she's very cute. The decor of the inertia was reminding me a country-style tucker shop with carnival circus vibes. She welcomed me in and to sit down as happy as a host at the local fair. A country cafe, a sense of a former circus folk, a past flair lingered in the air of their new investment of this here takeaway bar. A family of country roaming circus folk emanated with my intuition, song vibes with a passing impression, a thought that grew louder and louder with each and with every following interaction. I started to question, were these guys really a family of country roaming circus folk that had come to settle down in little old Wyongshire? Not only was there Big Mama Grandma and the cute little waitress chick, on the back flipping fresh slice of bum cheek and slapping it down with a sizzling bubbling crackle, was Big Daddy Werewolf with his wolf-styled overgrown sideburns led back and up to a greasy crazy unkempt Elvis hairdo, his sweaty forehead dribbling down, his sad angry look on his face. He wipes his head with a dirty rag held in his black oil-stained fingers. Under his chef-stained, once white apron he was wearing a dark blue mechanic's jumpsuit, growling with each flip and slap he sighed, stuck in that one spot leaning over the hot stove plate, sweating for hours, and here I was just wanting a sausage roll. So then, as I think I'm tripping balls with intuition, a borderline schizophrenic episode as I make my way to the counter to pay, the just as sure as I am now, from now where the bench top flips up and over, then I swear by the Lord I pray to, a dwarf chef man comes lobbing out with a black garbage bag over his shoulder, the bag almost as big as he plops out from under the bench like a fucking spring-loaded jack in a box. This fucker was ready to flip that bench top and come plopping out. I swear this dude was ready to pop that top. I got a little shock at first, but not because of his dwarfism, but because I didn't see the little person on the other side of the bench before it suddenly flipped up and open. I look across the way to see no one on the other side to push or pull it, momentarily discombobulated, until, I seen a little dwarf dude in a chef's uniform walked out from behind the bench that was above his head height. With a smile and a wink he looked up at me and said, "Day mate," and kept going on his merry way. To take the garbage out. I smiled, grabbing my sausage roll and juice box, turning to the exit and make my way out with one last glance back to make eye contact and or to see any microfacial expression to indicate this is all a big prank on a television show, but no indicators came as such, and they smiled in return and farewelled me with a flirt's, "Hope to see you next time, bye," from the young lady. Big Mama Grandma in her sweetly husked voice says "Bob bye." Even a grunting Imya from Big Daddy Werewolf over there, and a late call coming from an invisible man yells out, "I see ya mate." With pure enjoyment filled with a blissful contentment, I found a familiar people's, my community, a feeling of adventure, a warmth like home, and a juvenile false entitlement of finding my own little side alley freak show. Empowered to show my friend from school, we head down to Wyong, leaving the school grounds for a long walk to the town center, bragging about my experience to whoever would listen and inviting anyone but and up, dragging just the one good old best friend, begging them, "Please, you must visit the shop. Please come along, you'll see it's all true and you'll be ensuring I'm not suffering schizophrenia and it's all too real." They came alone around the same time of day, and theirs was the takeaway cafe run by retired circus folk, and so we walk in, the bell chimes, and then everything happened exactly the same. I mean everything, the words spoken, the butt chunk patty flipping in the back with old mate Werewolf at the helm, the cute girl making eyelids flutter and kidding you not around the same amount of time as last I was there. The bench top flips up and open from nowhere, and again seemingly from no one, but as I already knew, our little dwarf dude chef is about to come waddling out, and again looks up with a black garbage bag hanging from his back, and with a wink and a smile he says, "Day mate," and continues to make his way out the front, across the floor and out through the heavy bell chime door. We both leave with a smile, and I can only say I told you so. Strange, everything happened the same, like the same way though, same words repeated, I swear even the timing was the same. I expel my conspiracy out with emotional intensity to my best friend. The next day we take yet another friend who wasn't sure about the story's truth even after two of us had been there, and so on that very next day we walked a mile to jumped on a bus to go see the takeaway cafe once again. We got to town, walked down the same street, walked to the same location, stood at the very same spot, but this spot was empty, a pillar of bricks standing where a wall was yesterday. Open space to the side alley of the pub where the heavy door pushed open to the sound of the bell dinging. There was nothing, no Tucker Shop Cafe, no evidence it was even standing there yesterday. I'm shocked, it's like it disappeared into thin air and never existed. Eventually the entire event faded into a campfire story and dreamt as unbelievable memories. That's the end of this one. Thank you for listening, reading, sharing. We appreciate you. See you next time at Consciously Evolving Enterprises 2025.